Good evening. Welcome back to VVTV. Today is literally just going to be kind of just a review. The last time that I kind of spoke on camera or did anything for YouTube, it was like day 2 in quarantine. And every week I've been trying to do a video and I have not been wanting to. I'm just like, oh well, I don't really care. And that's because it's just been a weird time for everybody. I had no idea to the extent of when I did my video like 2 weeks ago, to the extent of like how things are going to progress, how things were going to change. And so I decided that like I've been reading a lot of things and they're like, document your feelings, document, what you were doing or what things have crossed your mind or things like that, because these are like unprecedented times, and it's good to kind of just like have like a recording of how you felt when all this was going on, and then you can have videos that, like, for me, my YouTube is like my interest, kind of sometimes venting, sometimes personal, like little diary, and just kind of things that I enjoy and whatnot. So yeah, so it's good to kind of document. So like if anybody has a YouTube channel or thinking of starting a YouTube channel, start off with like how you feel. I mean, some people want to listen, some people don't, and that's fine. But people have like time on their hands, so I mean, why not, right? So updates for me. I say a lot actually because I do whatever. And I just said it again. So the past 3 weeks, we've been pretty much in quarantine. I've been following the rules, even though I really am very skeptical about like a lot of things that has been going on. It doesn't matter. I'm following all the rules. I'm staying home. I'm essentially an essential worker because I work with financial advice and insurance and things like that. So therefore, I still have to go to work because I'm not working remotely from home. I have one other employee that I work with, and we've been kind of just like figuring it out. My hours got cut from 40 hours to 15. So that's a big deal. And so, I'm having to go on unemployment, and it's affecting me in ways that I didn't really obviously expect. It kind of came as last Wednesday, I found out that our hours got cut, and even though we're essential, we're not working from home. So that's what it is. And it's just and in my mind, I'm like, okay, the hours are getting cut until the quarantine is over. So like I got savings, like money's a problem in a couple months, but not right now. Like I got money, I'm not really worried about it. But it's still kind of like a change, staying in the house, not leaving. I was like on a roll. Like my birthday was February 21st, and before my birthday, I was eating so well. I lost 12 pounds. I was working out. I was starting my Shirley's Day events promoting entrepreneurship. Things were like going, and I was so excited for like this new venture that I was starting off, like helping women in business. And even though I wasn't an entrepreneur, I had so much respect and love, and I wanted to help other women entrepreneurs or just entrepreneurs in general. So all that was like flowing, like the year was going really good. I had a big pop-up shop that was coming March 21st, canceled. The COVID-19 started getting a little bit out of hand, and everything, like the whole world shut down, obviously. And that's kind of like where I'm at. And then today I find out, no, I'm sorry, not today, Monday, I find out that my boss, who is 87 years old, so pretty much we run the office. Like everything that needs to be done, we do it. We run everything. And I've been working with him, for 11 years. He has been my employer, also my boss, but more than he's like, he's 87, so I just feel like we were always kind of like taking care of him, making sure things were, taken care of and whatnot. And then he called and he said he's retiring. So I'm like put in a position where, okay, so in 3 months, so June 30th, I will be unemployed, right? And, I got bills, I got mortgage, I got things like that. But my mind is not even thinking about that. Like it is but I know that no matter what, like shit will get paid. Like I'll figure it out. But my thoughts are like, what now? Like I've worked in that office for 11 years. I've never intended to be there past a year. And sometimes that happens in life. Sometimes you start something and then you just get so comfortable. Your bills are being paid. You're traveling. You got money, and life is good. And then you stay there a year and another year, and you never really accomplish. Well, this is me, like other people have, but I've never really accomplished, any of my like real like career type goals. Like I'm a creative spirit. I love makeup. I love helping people. I love entertainment. I love comedy. Like these are things that I've loved like my whole life. I went to school in Miami for broadcasting, so I wanted to be in the news. I wanted to be presenting. I wanted to do all of that. And I started working at this job in an office where I loved my coworkers. I was getting paid good, and I stayed. And I stayed and I stayed, and I've been there 11 years. So that's a long time. And now I'm getting hit with this. I'm retiring. And I'm like, okay, which is, I get it. Like he's 87, so he should have retired. But it's like, for what do I do? Like, do I go to another office? That's not me. Like, do I start my own business? What business do I start? Like, I am such in a transitional period right now in my life that I have no idea which way to go. And it's a very, I think sometimes like we all reach these like crossroads in our lives where we're just like, okay, what now? You have to be brave. You have to be bold. You have to be courageous. And you kind of have to really sit down and think about what will make you happy. And that's where I'm at right now. So this is all very new. This is kind of my way of venting, like, and it's on YouTube, and I don't have any followers. It's not like the whole world is going to be like, oh my God, girl, you without a job. Because obviously I'm not without a job yet, but it's like, what now? Like, what do I do to make me happy? What I've always done was always had my bills paid, always had a job that I knew was 9 to 5. Everything got paid, kept it safe. And then I worked my night jobs, and I worked serving, and I did bottle service, and I worked in the clubs, and I did all of that for travel money so that I can have so I can travel to, to Chile or Argentina or all these places that I've gone, I've done on really my night job because I worked to travel. That was like my thing. I enjoyed working the nightclubs. I enjoyed it. I had a really good time, and I stopped. This was my last year working in the nightclubs or bars or as a server. I decided to okay, let's transition. Now the job that I've had for 11 years is ending, and it's just a very surreal feeling, So for the next couple of months, I guess what I'll be doing is documenting my journey as what I'm doing next, what I'm thinking of doing. I was interested in going into makeup because obviously I love makeup. I've always loved, since I was a kid, I've been in love with makeup. I've been in love with makeovers, whether it be a house makeover, whether it be a body makeover or, a wardrobe makeovers have always been so, I could watch makeovers all day. And I'm like that with myself. I'll look a hot mess all week and then be like, okay, it's makeover time, And that's something that I really love. I love fitness, but I'm not good at nutrition. So you ask me to do 50 push-ups, I'm in there. You ask me to eat a salad for a week, we having trouble. So fitness and nutrition go hand in hand, but I'm definitely interested in fitness, but I don't know if you could do both. I'm not sure if that's a thing. And so I don't know. I guess I kind of just wanted to come on here and ask advice, I guess. Anybody who's really been through a transitional period like this, or if they've been somewhere so long and want, like, I want to open up my own business, but I have so many interests and I just don't know how to narrow it down. And I'm kind of like very, and on top of this, this is all happening, mind you, in the middle of a pandemic. So it's hard for me to really think past the next quarantine. So I'm like, okay, this is what I want to do. I want to do makeup. I want to do this. I want to do, you want to help people. I really like to help people, Financially, I don't got the ability to be helping people, but like here and there, like I really like to make other people feel good. And so those are things or attributes that I enjoy. But like it's hard because I'm just like, what is going on with this pandemic? Can I really see past tomorrow? So yeah, these are kind of things that I've just been like really dealing with right now. And it's just like one of those like I pushed myself to get on camera today because I was literally like, I don't feel like it. And then I'm starting to read a book, which I just finished. Actually, I've been reading more. Obviously, I got more time. And it's called, I think, Get the Fuck Out of Your Head or something like that. And it told me, well, in the book, it was just like, stop thinking about doing something and just do it. You're never going to feel like doing things all the time. And that's my problem. Like sometimes I don't do nothing unless I feel like doing it. Like I'm in the moment. I'm like, I feel like doing it, so I'm going to do it. But that's not always, you're not always going to feel like doing something. So those kind of words kind of spoke out to me. And I was like, I don't feel like doing the video. But for one, I told myself I was going to be consistent on my YouTube channel. And I've been struggling with that. But two, what better way or what better thing to do than to kind of vent on camera on how you're feeling. And maybe a year from now when things are so different and maybe I've opened up my own business or maybe I found a great paying job that allows me to travel on their dollar without having to get a second job, and I can travel to London and things like that. And maybe it's all like, hey, this is how I felt a year ago. This is on display. This is how I was feeling. So I look at it like my video diaries essentially. So maybe I might get 5 views, maybe not. But if there's anyone who has like advice, I'm totally open to hear other people's advice on what they've done if they were in a situation like this, where they were a long time in a position and just decided to venture out with no safety net, with no like safe zone, comfort zone. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. I was doing a workout video yesterday, and this girl said that Denzel Washington said, ease is a greater enemy to progress than hardship is. So essentially, like, your comfort zone is going to keep you from actually, reaching your potential more than actually failure and hardship would be. So me, my boss retiring is putting me in a hardship, right? So my goal is to kind of, reach out and figure it out. So yeah, so right now I'm just like basically contemplating my next move, my next stage in life. And it's a very, very transitional period in my life. And so what better way than to just kind of display how I feel. So that's what's going on with me, BBTV, taking a moment to, get real with everybody. And as far as quarantine is concerned, kind of enjoying it. Had a couple moments throughout the time just because I want to like hug, my nieces and nephews. And, my family. I'm not very, like, super huggy, and I don't need to touch people. But I don't want to feel like if I'm around people, like, hey, we're asymptomatic. You never know if you have it or you don't. And you don't want to be around people you love because you're scared. Because that's just, what's being put out there. And so I've been dealing with that like everyone has. Like, we've all been dealing with it. The whole world, And it's, it sucks. But if it makes the earth a better place, us staying inside for a couple more weeks, for the future kids to have beautiful playgrounds and cleaner air, then hey, I'm all for it. So I'm just going to stay inside the house and try to record even though I don't feel like it sometimes, because like the book said, it's not about always feeling like it. It's sometimes just willing to do it, and just doing it when you don't feel like it. And I kind of feel like, that's the way with working out and kind of a lot of things in life. So that's pretty much it. It was just like one of these like videos where I felt like I just needed to vent. I needed to kind of let that be known. What is some advice? What are some things that, in the comments below that you've done? This is different for me. I got out of college. This is my first full-time job out of college. So I should have went into my major. That's what, the average person would have done. But with me, with my situation, I was like, I need a job. I can't be picky. Let me get a job. And because I was making good money where I was, I didn't want to settle for like interning somewhere, which if I would give anybody advice, if you guys have an internship, stay with the internship, even though they don't pay you, because eventually you will make money, you will do well. I wasn't like that. I needed the money quick. I was like, I need a full-time job. I was just out of college, and so I got this job, and I stayed there 11 years later. So it's just crazy. It's crazy to think that when I first started working at my job, I was not paying my school loans, and so in order to get one of my licenses, I needed to have like good credit or whatever. And so my school loans weren't paid because it was like 22, 23. And then my boss was like, hey, I'll pay your school loans, and then you just pay it back out of your paycheck like every year or every month. And I was like, I'm not going to be here that long, so no. Because I wasn't really committing to anything. I was young. I was out of college. I wasn't my first like full-time job out of college. I was like, I'm not going to be here that long, so thanks, but no thanks. And now I think about it, like I literally could have had him pay my school loans, and it could have been taken out of my paycheck every month, and my school loans would have been paid, everything would have been great, but I was not trying to commit to working anywhere that long. And then here you go, 11 years later, I'm still at the same place. So, and that's because I was comfortable. That's because I loved my coworkers. That's because the pay was good. That's because I was able to pay my bills, do the things I needed to do, and still be good. And things have changed, and now I'm older. I'm in a very different position than I was, and now it's like, what do I do now? What do I do now? Do I be brave and open something up, or venture out into something creative, or, do something that I'm really proud of? So that's my next, hopefully, that's the thought process that I will be going throughout the next couple of months. I'm like, what now? What do I do now? What do I do to become happier in different ways? Because in my relationship, I'm good. Like, I'm happy. Like, I love my partner. Like, me and him are like, he's the love of my life. I'm happy there. Money wise, good. Savings, good. Bills are paid, good. It was like travel. I've traveled a lot. So if I have to take a year off of traveling, I'll do it. It is what it is. But the one thing that I'm just a little bit like, I've never really like seen my potential is my career. I've never really soared very high. I've just been comfortable, and that's okay too. I have my degree. I've graduated college. I did that straight out of high school. Went to college, boom, got my degree. And I don't know. I don't know what's my next move. So it's just one of those videos where I'm just venting and just kind of figuring out what that is going to be. Don't get me wrong, I'm very proud of myself for all the things that I have achieved. It's just career-wise, I feel like I have not like met my potential or exceeded the potential that I feel that I can potentially have. So we'll see. We'll see in the next couple of months what happens, what I do, what's my next move. And then I will share it, because I've decided to share, be transparent to a certain degree, and just kind of share things that I'm thinking. And, So that's pretty much it. This is a very like venting kind of video on VVTV, and that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for listening. For those that have not clicked to the next video, and if anybody cares to know, I got this wig on Amazon, and it's pretty. It's a pink lavender kind of wig. It was like $15. So if anybody's looking for like a fun little cheap wig, I'm really liking the color. But anyways, that's pretty much about it, you guys. Thank you so much for joining and listening to me vent about these moments that are happening in my life. Love you guys and have a great day. Happy quarantining. Stay inside the house. Stay safe. Stay healthy. We'll all beat this together. I promise you. Stay safe.